Well, good for you guys.
We started recording after that. That was great.
So let's carry this body outside so that I can do a nice prayer over it. We can sprinkle some dirt, you know.
Just sprinkle some dirt on it. Don't even bother burying it.
Hope the
Yes.
baby's
Do
By its
it,
dough.
it's not Antigone, is it? Yeah, Antigone style, where they have to, she symbolically buries her brother by just sprinkling dirt on him.
Can I look around for a shovel real quick?
There's a shovel.
I figured, but had to.
Why is there no mining equipment in this
We could burn the
mine?
body. That's a thing.
Yeah, we could also do funeral pyre. I don't know which one would be faster, but...
Let's go with the fire one.
Very well.
First, just coin like me.
It's done.
Terran, roll me animal handling.
With advantage because I'm in special form.
Not really. I think I would freak Coin out even more considering all the shit she's been through.
Also, considering the fact that I'm low-key afraid of...
There's also the point where its master is afraid of you too. But despite that, Coin finds you amiable enough.
Can I sit
confused. It's a her, first off.
Get my dog's pronouns right, please.
It's a wolf, thank you very much.
Oh, but she's still a doggo. It's like how all dogs.
She's a prehistoric doggo, aka a wolf. If it will begrudgingly allow it. So you guys go back up and burn it, right? Do you guys do anything else, or can I regroup the group?
Other than I did write over it. So should I roll religion?
If you wish.
Come on, that one. That's so much better than my more important. He's going to heaven. Don't worry, guys. I prayed real good.
I don't think his soul's really
I can
bad.
tell you when ATM religion tells you his soul would have. If anything got sent to the void by his killer.
Ah, poor dude.
Welp.
Okay. Seema's done.
Shall we be off then?
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
You're slightly excited.
And Noah just smiles at you, Chetamir. Don't be surprised, but I do have a guest over.
She just cocks her head to the side, just like,
She, sort of just, like a finger hitting chalkboard, except without the noise, just in the air, just carves down. And, again, tree splintering sound, it's just... It's not like it's a window into anything, it's just a rift of energy, so it's not like you guys can peek out to where you're gonna be in first, no. Shall we? And remember what I taught all of you? And then she just takes one step backwards and goes into her own portal.
She is the most overdramatic person. I love it. And then she follows.
I imagine everyone follows.
Yes.
Alright. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, as you might imagine.
Ha! Perfect.
I think it is a good point.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm ready.
Also, I gotta use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Hey, Burb.
Back in a hot minute, I have to go scrub the pool real quick. Be right back.
So silent.
Back.
So silent.
Well, I was like, do I have it to it like when I changed headphones? Did it mess stuff up? And then I looked, and it was just that there were like 7 people who were muted.
Yeah, same. I thought because my old phone sometimes would crash,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like Discord wasn't working anymore. Yeah, and every time I was just like, "Oh shit!" Now we're just silent.
Yeah.
Also, I think I'm gonna have to go
I like that
soon. I have a very bad headache. Yeah, no, it's mostly that I'm not feeling that great.
Well, you can take off if you want.
Sorry?
You can take off if you want.
If you need to.
If you don't.
It's funny. It was just a very bad day in general, and it was just. Ugh.
No,
So yeah, and I'm having a really bad migraine lately. So
that's not fun.
I mean, I'm always just worried that it's my pseudo tumor thing in my brain, right? It's
Yeah.
not. I know, but it's like it's still in the back of my mind every time I have a headache. So it's like, yeah.
Literally or figuratively?
What do you mean?
It's on the back of your mind.
Fuck off. Very, very dark one indeed. Proud of you.
Yeah, I wish Fred was here. He would have probably loved that.
He would have applauded you.
Yeah. Anyways.
That was actually one of the good things was my like the boss of my boss. We all work in the same room, and he noticed I was probably sad. I mean, I talked about it with my mom, and he was in the room.
Back, sorry if you had to wait.
Yep.
Hi. So he came over and was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you a joke. Nobody else can appreciate it, but maybe you can because he's a very big English fan. Like the language English, and so he's very like." He was very like happy about it when he heard me speaking English with other customers because now he's found like a companion. And so he just told me this really bad joke. It was a grasshopper walks into a bar, and the bartender says to him like, "Oh, hi, funny thing, we have a drink named after you." And the grasshopper's just like, "Why would anyone name a drink Bob?"
Classic.
That's pretty funny.
I love that one. And I told him in exchange the one with a dyslexic man walks into a bra.
That one's better.
That one's awesome. Yeah, that one's great. I know, right? I was really proud of him.
A mosquito walks into a bar, orders a Bloody Mary or negative.
A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Wow, the long face." The horse says, "What the fuck? Do you insult every single customer that comes in here? I mean."
Hi, Crash.
We're all back.
I think.
Yes.
I think I was eating dinner still.
We will assume Marshall is in magical astoundment, I think.
Essentially, yeah. It just walks into the Feywild's like, what the fuck, nuts?
Let's see, where? I remember correctly, this song has a slow startup, so if it's not silent or quiet, it's just. I mean, I guess it is quiet, but you know what I mean. Trip into the Feywilds. A casual stroll through it, to be exact.
Nothing.
Casual.
Wrong.
No, not at all.
Oh, that's a great thing. Y'all can chill in the Feywild because I do want to go to sleep.
You want to go to sleep?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Bad day and also
So y'all can chill in the Feywild, so you don't have to hurry up. And if you sleep,
Well, if I could literally like elongate this time in the Feywilds.
yeah, just have a fun time. I'm chilling with a dog, and yeah.
All right.
We'll see Pico later.
Who?
I mean,
Maybe you
hopefully.
will, maybe you won't. Who knows?
You will be eaten by the dog.
The
Maybe
wolf,
I
thank
will
you very
eat
much.
one.
Stop fucking
Oh
generalizing.
my gosh.
Here's the thing.
Racist
I was
bastards.
watching a whole little documentary series on YouTube, and they were talking about how there used to be this other like genus of canids back like before wolves hit the scene, and they referred to them as dogs. So
Suck.
Well, they're wrong.
Science is never wrong. Ask all the scientists
Here's
in
the thing.
past, and
The
medical
really
professions.
badass thing is that they're referred to this like class of dogs that like went extinct were referred to as the bone crushing dogs, which is just the most metal thing.
Yeah.
Bone crushing dogs. That's the name of my vet. Vet friend. Doubles as a death metal band.
Hyenas.
I have my future.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, I think it was a big mistake of wizards to be like, we're gonna have dire wolves because like they honestly should have done bone crushing dogs because it's more metal.
Well, here's the thing.
They
They still
create
win
dire
because they could say dire bone crushing dogs. See, they still win. Now you got an even bigger bone crushing dog. That's nastier. Boom.
That's the solo project.
Oh, fuck.
I love it.
A card. I accidentally gave myself 3 cards as a tarot draw.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Past, present, future.
6 of rods, an upside down star card, and the Queen of Swords.
Heh.
I just remembered my favorite tarot card meme, and now I have to find it to.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll take your time because I'm gonna look up the meaning of this shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. 6 of rods, upside up, resolution, and well-earned honor. Hopefully, we'll get there. Upside down star card. Let's see. Go to the front of this little handy cheat sheet here. Is wait, no, it's upside down. Negativity and discouragement.
Oh, Crash?
Queen of Swords. Give me a second. Queen of
Okay.
Swords. Perceptive nature, unyielding attitude, barrenness, and poverty of emotion.
Barrenness.
For a right side up card, that's pretty damn sad. Oh my god,
Sometimes
Bruce,
they're very
Guess
negative.
we're gonna meet.
that isn't for the gas. I'm just
I
That's
know,
past,
I
present,
was
future.
gonna joke about it. Dragana, what were you saying?
Crash is still
You
working
gotta
on
click through to the tweet.
I was gonna ask something.
What do you ask? I'm done.
Oh, okay, good. If they do take 8 hours, I will be sleeping. Just tell me then, like next time.
Fair enough.
If they took 8 hours, because I am sleeping on the dog.
I mean, the thing is, like, 8 hours in game and 8 hours like out of game. Like, it'll be a few hours out of game. It'll be like 2 minutes in game. I don't know.
Basically.
Yeah, no. I meant it if they spent 8 hours in game.
I hope they won't.
And in my
Look,
reality,
you're
because I
gonna
don't
get
play
lost in the
WoW.
Feywilds, trust me.
You're at Anel's fucking house.
Find a way
How the
to
hell?
break it.
I'm just saying. If it's long, just tell me.
Fair enough. If we are trying to elongate this, I will say that Anela has 2 guests instead of just the 1. If I'm purposely attempting to elongate it.
You don't have to. I'm just, like.
Well, you're
Never
gonna
mind
go, right? So I sort of wanted to
Yeah.
keep the crunch time different.
Alright. Have fun, y'all.
Have a good night, Dragana.
Sleep tight.
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye.
So how are we gonna murder Pico?
I mean, Pico might kill himself at this point. I don't know. Jumping in through portals willy-nilly when Shadow Men are about. So, O's will be back eventually, so we're just have to keep going. But as I said, if I'm trying to purposely elongate this time here in the Feywilds to be more than just a quick stroll, there are 2 guests, and I would have said that. She has 2 guests.
Whom's ever
Fair?
be. Sure.
Fair.
Fred, you there?
I'm here.
Just making sure.
I would
So-
advise before we step through the portal, if Dan, just a quick mention to Danway, like, don't give them your name.
Yeah, really.
I was there for the Saurus situation. Don't worry about it.
Just making sure.
She just sort of is like staring at the portal. She's like, we're really just walking right in. Just like that.
Just like that.
Don't worry.
She gets rid of like I can wear shit over here.
Anyone else besides Anoa, I would say, be very worried. Don't go through the portal.
We're not all dating her.
Yes, but.
But what if we
Shut up.
were?
She should look Seema.
That.
And she takes a step closer to Aldrich.
That's a smart call. I'm just gonna go in the.
So,
portal.
who steps in first?
Denmer.
Very well.
I feel like just everyone's either too afraid or is just like, I don't know.
Who steps in after?
I think Simo once again being like, God damn it.
I appreciate the world appropriate lingo of gods, damn it. I appreciate it. Good
It's
RP.
little things.
It's the little things. So who's after Seema?
Oh no.
You go. And we'll say Danway follows you, and then Marshall and Tala after all of you. Yep.
Just freaking the fuck out.
So, Chadamir and crew, one after another, you step into the portal, and it's not like it's painful, thank God. And it's not nauseating, in a stark contrast from the Stardust Weight Shaper, so good for you. So this symbol is walking through a humming, semi-loud humming door. You walk through, and it's an immediate change in temperature. It's relatively cold where you were before. Here, it's perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's just fine. Goldilocks style.
I was, damn it, you stole the joke.
Ah, gotcha.
What's the scene?
You- You emerge in a pure white room. It's a circular room of some sort with a high doming ceiling and a chandelier above. The portal seems to be situated in the center of this uplifted circular pedestal, so to speak, platform. And Anoa is directly in front of you, some 30 feet or so, standing by a door frame. I see O has returned. Said Marshall. Fair enough. Just standing there, smiling, waiting for you all to answer. Not so bad, is it?
Not what I expected.
Mortals tend to put too much fluff and flair about entering the Feywilds.
Good point, actually, yeah.
Not unduly so. Not until recently, at least. Stories for another time. Ah. Where are my manners? As the host to all of you, and here in my home, would you like to be my guest?
Of course.
I would love to be your guest.
I think Chedamir does just kind of like a bow, but it's clearly like kind of sarcastic.
She still has a smile on her face.
And Seema just does a curt nod.
I'll
You
put
should
my
refrain
hand.
from that sort of thing. Words are far better, especially here.
Of course.
I'll put my hand on Marshall's shoulder and I'll say, "Don't tell anyone your real name, and you want to be a guest."
I'm not sure how Hero is to respond, so
Also,
We will
don't
say
offer
that he
anyone gifts
affirms.
ever, period, ever.
it brings me so much joy to see that you've learned some lesson, at the very least. Now then, she opens the door. Double doors. Follow me.
Onwards.
You guys follow, I imagine.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why I said onwards.
I don't know, I might just be saying that, I don't know.
Fair point.
Alright.
I do sometimes say that.
You might have said onwards to Isengard.
I'm too uncultured for that joke, I'm sorry. Regardless of my cultured, uncultured, whatever mind, you guys enter into a similarly purely white hallway. Opposite of you is a carbon copy of the door frame that you're emerging from. Its door's closed, and you see the exact door frame, pairs of these, opposite one another, one and one, dot this long hallway when you look to your right. You look to your left, it's a staircase that leads up. Sort of set into the wall. A spiral staircase, from the looks of it.
Which way does it go?
Oh no, I was on the first step of the staircase already.
Okay, cool.
She ain't waiting for your asses.
Yeah, I figured.
As we just gawk, she's like,
Ooh, this
Trotting
is good.
on
Oh, shit,
ahead.
she's gone.
Yeah, it's just pristinely pure white. And I can confidently tell you guys, you don't have a shadow here.
I
well,
wonder if there's intent on that.
at least we're safe from some stuff.
You guys go over to the staircase and begin ascending it, following behind Anoa as best you can. The pure white of the place you're just were begins tapering away. Not to say it suddenly stops and then there's a new form of architectural interior design, but begins sort of transitioning. It's pure white, then some pure white with gold trimming, then some very pale colors like very light tan, and begins transitioning slowly to be more of an actual noble manor sort of deal. And it is something to note that your shadows do return to you at some over the course of this. So it's just down there. You ascend. About you figure 2-3 stories perhaps. At the top, Anoa stands, again next to a door, waiting for all of you. And when she accounts for all of you, she opens the door. Single door. And it opens up into this parlor area. A living room, so to speak. A multitude of furniture sets sort of form the corners of this parlor area, and then one at the very center. So basically like L-shaped couches just sort of forming their own squares, and ottomans filling the center of it, stuff like that. It's quite comfortable.
Does it look like a certain room?
That's a funny thing you mentioned, Shadowmere. Why don't you roll me your wisdom?
Let's see how much damage I take. That's probably damage.
It doesn't damage you,
Shocking.
but you do feel like that icy hot sensation on the back of your neck. And since Chedamir is the one in front, all of you do get a proper look at the Mark of Winter, branding Chedamir at where her neck meets her shoulders.
To be fair, she does usually have like a ponytail. No, I'll let that slide.
Any reaction from Vanadis?
Vanadis is silent in all this. A humbling feeling emanating from it. Nostalgic, perhaps? You can tell she hasn't actually been to other parts of the Feywild past her prison in a very long time. And being in the home like this, that's very far from her original position.
Anything in specific to Chedamir's brand, or too distracted by the environment?
The information about the brand isn't new to you, so it does, if you try to direct focus upon the mark. Vanadis finds it intriguing, but she herself doesn't exactly have knowledge of the inner machinations of the Court of Winter. It's something of note, but it's not something that there are no notes to it.
Hey, that's
Gotcha.
Anyways,
None that she knows, at least. So, Chedamir, this all seems not necessarily familiar, but does feel nostalgic. It's like someone going to their childhood home that they only lived in when they were like 1, 2, 3.
yeah, like you know it, but it's not exactly right.
It's not in your memory, you just are familiar.
Interesting.
I should say that in this tall ceilinged, like double story basically, sort of parlor room, multiple exits, multiple doorways leading to other places, just dotting the opposite and adjacent walls. There are 2 figures sitting in the center furniture set.
What do they look like?
One of them has very brightly blonde hair, to the point where it's white, nearly. Her eyes are blue. She sits up straight. She looks regal, noble. The other, on the other hand, has black hair. Like that of a raven, sort of. She has feline eyes, as expected of any fae. And she sits very casually. And all of you roll me perception. Because this could be fun. Oh, so fun, depending on who does what.
Advantage because my stupid shield. I forgot about that for a second. Oh, I'm glad I didn't forget about that.
Oh, it makes sense that Chedamir gets, I suppose. She looks a bit similar to your girlfriend. In terms of facial structure-wise. And the 2 of them are just conversing quietly as you all enter the room, following behind Noah. And then they turn to look at the new entrance. Entrance with a T at the end, not with a CE. They see Noah, obviously. But they do see all of you right behind her. One of them, the near white blonde, gets a peculiar look on her face of confusion, intrigue, curiosity. In a genuine way. Not in the way of, like, how can I torture you sadistically, but in a manner of genuine childlike curiosity. The other arches her eyebrow with a smirk on her face. But neither of them say anything, and Noah begins walking towards them. Do you follow?
Yes, but
The silence and the hesitation. So go ahead.
I mean, I'm still walking behind Chedamir, so I wait for Chedamir.
her eyes are basically just jumping back and forth between these two, just like.
Oh, also, Seema hasn't noticed that anything's going on, so Seema's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
So-
imagine Aldrich being sort of distracted by the architecture of the building scene.
It's reminiscent of Sophial architecture, surprisingly enough.
That makes sense.
Or not so surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, because.
Or not so surprisingly.
I would probably say this sort of out loud, almost to myself, as I sort of step into the room.
That reminds you of Sophial architecture?
Yeah.
I should be more specific. It reminds you of Sophial noble architecture, not just some random pub style. In case, just in case we require. Yeah. Just making sure. Now I do need to check something. But give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay, well, fuck me. I guess it didn't copy over. Shame.
Rip.
Rep. Old notes. Transition. Shame. Should I roll me a wisdom saving throw again?
I thought so. Anyways.
I thought so.
No, there's it's slightly better, but still probably not good. Possibly not good.
This place feels bad. Very bad.
Bad shit, man. Bad shit.
Like you're a prisoner on death row and your execution date is this morning bad.
So like a few days ago.
Yeah, like a few days ago. Yeah, yeah, so it's a familiar feeling.
Very recent. I think Chedamir unintentionally just like has her hand just resting on her sword in that case.
Chedamir?
Hmm.
Guests don't attack other guests. Keep that in mind.
Sorry, the absent-minded habit.
It's fine. Well, come on, all of you. Guests should mingle.
Who sits down first is the question.
It's, as I said, it's basically like a Tetris piece sort of shaped, two couches sort of forming this rectangle square sort of deal. And
Okay.
each of them are occupying the corner piece of each couch. And there's a large ottoman in between them. So I can just draw this.
Yeah!
Are there any refreshments?
Would you like some?
Are there finger sandwiches?
Is
Yes.
it?
Would
I don't
you
think
like
it's a
some?
good idea to eat anything in the Feywild. If I've heard any stories ever.
It depends on the being.
Yeah, but it's a good thing to keep in mind that normal is relative to the speaker.
There's like one. There's a little ottoman space. The distance of this probably isn't accurate. You got the shape of it.
It's a 20-foot couch!
Exactly. Good to see we're just so in sync.
And I assume
wouldn't
that
be
if I were to sort of Fadar the place, I would have a similar effect as the flashbang.
Yeah, probably. I think that's something fair to assume.
Okay, so which one is...
I
I
did
don't
this
have a
wrong,
name
fuck.
for them yet. I'm gonna say Anella
Okay.
2 sitting at. I
Hold
mean, if
on,
I
I
have to
need
take a
to
guess,
do this.
it might be her sister or something. I don't know.
Shit, wait, hold on. I'm gonna do this right.
I believe in you.
I don't.
Uh-oh, we got a map.
You do have a map.
It's not a combat map. It's a casual sitting map.
Yeah, it's a casual couch map.
O for
These
reference.
are incorrect still, fuck! No, I give up. Wait, I'm a fucking genius. I can just copy it.
O for reference. When we entered this place, Aldrich told you to don't tell anyone your real name, and you really want to be a guest.
And
Yeah, no,
Chandler
I
said,
guess.
don't offer gifts.
Be our guest.
Okay.
Be our guest.
I don't know my real.
No, you're real.
Alright, I think I did it. I literally copied the other one, so therefore it can't be different. The black-haired individual sits at the top. Again, in the corner seat, so where they connect in an L. And
sit
the
down there with enough space for someone else to sit down if they want.
The ottoman is of sitting like height. It's not like a footstool, like so sunken that it's a footstool. It's more like it's basically like a big chair with no back. I will detail that. So where does Shadowless sit? Like, like you said, space in between. There's two directions you could do that in.
Here. If the person's sitting there, she's sitting there.
Yeah. Very well. Now that I don't say anything as you guys come over, I do want to remark.
Ooh, let's guess.
So
I'll sit down here and probably assume that Danway sits next to me on the end of that little thing there.
if you so desire as a player, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Where does Seema sit?
Let me look.
Sit on the other couch, give them company.
Look at this sectional that we have drawn out here. Yeah,
So the corner
Okay.
faces off the bed.
I think I am gonna spread it out a little bit and then be like, boop.
This is the easiest TPK I've ever set you guys up for. No, just kidding. Does Marshall sit or does he just stand? Oh, he just stands? I didn't catch any of that.
If there's room, he'll sit.
Yeah, there's room to sit. You can sit on the ottoman. Or you can sit down there too. Let's see. Tala will sit next to you. Like to your right. And I think that's everyone.
Actually, I'm gonna say that Seema's perched uncomfortably, like on the edge of the ottoman.
Okay.
Seema's not a person who sits down comfortably.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, I think that's everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. Unless I'm like actually retarded. Could happen. Anoa doesn't sit yet. She stands at the bottom left, just sort of here, just out there. And she just sort of gives all of you a wide glance, a casting gaze upon all of you. All of you. Adventuring party, she just says with a smile. I'd like you to meet. And she gestures to the one up top. My sister.
I was right. I mean, it makes sense.
She's sort of, in a manner incredibly similar to Anoa, does like that twiddly like finger wave. And this is Lady Rhea. To which the other lady bows her head. Chadamir, you know what sort of say I'm going to ask you to make, silly. She didn't look like this last time you met.
Yeah, but you know the name.
You know you met her.
R-E-A-H.
There's an H in there, dummy.
Otherwise it would,
R-H-E-A.
Let's not use abusive language. Why can't we?
God, you're so stupid for not knowing that.
No. It's that.
We're close.
Rhea.
So
There's only like 4 positions to put the H.
So discount with an H in Swedish.
So it's not Horea.
Rhea.
Lady discount. Anyway.
If you put the H at the end, it's still like phonetically works, Rhea.
Yeah, that's why I spelled it wrong. Okay, so specifically, I remember Rhea.
You remember meeting her? I believe it was in a Garden Grove area of sorts. You remember it was very cold.
I don't remember her being called Lady at the time.
I mean, she was a lady. Yes.
Yeah, but like
A lady in waiting.
Anyways.
Lady is such a superfluous term.
Did
Well-
anyone say her sister's name by chance?
No.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, hello there. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
When will dinner be?
What'd you say?
When will dinner be?
When will dinner be?
That's an excellent question, Lady Anoa. Yeah, Noah, when is dinner? This is gonna be so weird. They're all female, they're all fairies.
You're basically just gonna be talking to yourself 3 times.
I'm just gonna be, talking as a Noah this whole Anoa purses her lips and gives a full angry look at her sister. Whenever my guests would like. Jesus Christ, this scares shit. That actually startled me. I know his sister looks at all of you. So, when do you want to eat?
Now?
Now?
He could eat whenever and eat pretty much an entire horse by himself.
Cooked, I assume.
Eh.
Let's find out.
Oh, damn it.
Fairy legend refers to them as pixies.
Nifty.
This is a high vaulted ceiling and a high ceiling in general. And to the perceptive of you, you notice that there are basically sort of like tiny little mouse holes sort of situated up there. Little doors. Sort of like Tom and Jerry sort of shit, you know? You know Jerry's little door to his mouse hole?
Mm-hmm.
Snap happens, one door opens and immediately closes. 3, 2, 1. Coming from one of the double doors that leads out is a roasting spit, upon which there is a literal cooked horse.
Honestly, I really trust that you-
held up by a series of teams of fairies, one on each end. Pixies. I don't want to generalize here. And then, following behind, more pixies holding up a series of plates, little containers filled with utensils. And then following behind the pixies are 2 knightly figures. Each of them holding on their shoulders an L-shaped table. They simply, no words, little noise, sit down the table so that they're oriented properly in front of each couch. The pixies just lay out silverware, plate, and everything. And then begin carving into the horse. One of the knights takes a knee near you, Seema, and he says something you don't understand. To the rest of you that speak Sylvan, he asks, "Upon which seat would you like to sit upon?"
Does
And
some
he looks to the 2 tables I just got brought in.
I look to like everybody
he just
else
says this
just
random
picks
elf language at you. You have no fucking.
Well,
They're
I
asking
feel
where
like
do you
I
wanna sit.
probably recognize that it's Sylvan, considering the amount that
Yes,
is
no,
spoken
yeah.
around
You
me.
understand? Like you guys are capable of relatively understanding what's like. If you heard Infernal, you're like, it's fucking Infernal. It's fucking. I feel like I feel slightly sadder on the inside. It's Infernal.
Yeah, so I look to like Chetamir or someone or whoever's closest to me.
They're asking where do you want to sit.
I guess Chetamir kind of is.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to sit kind of like towards a corner, and so I gesture at that, like to like not the head of the table, but like near the head of the table, kind of.
Well, the tables are L-shaped, so like it's a
Oh.
sort of awkward. Yeah, the tables are situated in a manner to fit these particular couches.
Oh, I see. So I'm just gonna kind of scooch back over to where I had originally.
At the top
Yeah,
of the bottom one.
if I can get a hold of
Like-
my token here.
Slightly
There we
ashamed
are.
of yourself.
Quick as they came in, so do they leave. They go back from the way they came in, close the door behind them, and once more it is quiet. Save for now, there is a rack holding up with a little tin underneath it. This little tin plate gathering the oils of the cooked horse, right there. And I'll just draw a line just to show where it is. So, make it red.
Yeah, Dragana has a terrible headache and was having a really bad day and was tired, so she just.
That's why we're elongating this little ferry trip.
Ferry trip.
Ah, you gotta be tripping.
Now that is hospitality. My compliments to our host.
And now it just does a
Did
bow.
you just say horse?
It's a spit, a
Horse
roasting
spit.
spit of a cooked horse just right there.
Maybe I did. Oh, maybe I did.
Dude.
Boo.
Ooh,
Ah! Marshall's dead.
Marshall just falls over. Anyway,
Aldrich killed him.
Them's the shame.
anyways.
So do these knights look tough or what?
The knights are gone.
Oh. Did they
For
look...
the time you saw them, tough is a very strange word to apply to a fairy.
Yeah, you're right.
They look very agile and nimble. They are plated in plated armor. Not full plate, like fully plated, but like plated in most parts, save for like the joints and stuff like that. But in terms of toughness, they have an athletic build, but not like a build like yours. It's not like a super tall, brawny, widely built sort of physique. Again, they're nimble looking more than anything.
Well, that's just a shame.
Tala is just like, what the fuck is happening? Child in a candy shop look on her face. So then, Marshall, and Ella puts a hand on your shoulder. Can you actually eat that entire horse? Because if so, I'd have to call for another one.
I can certainly try.
Now I like him. He's very fun. I know his sister remarks. Now it just waves a hand, and the entire spit, the stills that hold it up, the plate that's gathering its dripping oils underneath it, lift up simultaneously, get brought over the ottoman, and sit down next to where Marshall is. By all means, help yourself.
I lean forward, elbow on knee, and then fist underneath my chin, and I sort of look fascinated at this attempt at horse devouring.
Horse the battle.
I would like Marshall to make me a athletics check with advantage as you try to clear through this fucking horse. Yeah, I would like this to happen.
Are you sure it's not like Constitution? Either way.
Straight from mine. I don't know.
Yo,
He does it, the madman. It takes him approximately 15 minutes, maybe a bit less. Tala does not look surprised in the slightest. Everyone is watching this. Anella, her sister, Lady Rhea, like, you're all watching this.
I feel like our expressions are a mixture of just like Aldrich's delighted, but like Seema is just looking on with just like disgusted bemusement.
Oh wait, hold on, give me a second.
She's just like looking at Rhea the entire time.
Hold on, there's a gift. I have a gift for this. Hold on, it's perfect. Where is it? All right, there we go. Okay, well, okay, I don't need the words at the end, unfortunately. Damn it. I have the GIF, but I want the words at the end, because that's not necessary. Oh, I found it! Sweet. I found it without the words, okay? Alright, here, I'll post it in, Bam, there you go. That's what I'm imagining right now.
That's my fetish.
That's I didn't want the word. That's my fetish at the end. It's pretty. If that's not you, then that's Anella's sister. She's smiling at this too. She's incredibly amused.
It's like, this is amazing. He actually fucking did it.
He must have swallowed a bag of holding as a child.
Oh my god. It's actually perfect.
I may have overdone.
I've heard of people eating the leather soles, but leather bags?
Kind of slides off to the side. Lays on the ground.
Lays on the ground.
Going to take a small nap before dinner.
As you wish. We'll do our best not to disturb you.
I give Marshall a quiet, theatrical applause. Like a golf clap.
As for the rest of our meals, now that dinner and the show has expired, do you all want horse as well, or something different?
I'll have some lamb.
I'm sure Bosco would be proud. The rest of you?
I would like some mulled wine and a lamb chop as well, on a skewer, if it's not too much trouble.
What does Jedimir order?
I think she just looks over at Noah, like, and says, "Take a guess."
Oh, the jokes I can make with what you'd like to eat.
Oh, I set that up intentionally.
You've changed, Noah. You've changed. Time in the mortal realm, well spent, dear sister. Ugh.
I feel like I should be insulted.
Fish tacos.
She should.
What do you want to eat? Or drink, I mean. I'm assuming you're eating lamb, but with drink-wise, what does everyone else want? Or then Aldrich, who wants for mulled wine?
Surprise me.
Seema's always drinking some ale. Good old fashioned.
Classic. Classic. Theatrics out of the way, this could be done far, far quicker. And Anella just walks up, first to the top table, Chenamere first. Cinderella
Favorite
fairy
person.
godmother style, just taps your plate, and then it just... Suddenly there's food, she taps one of the wine glasses, or there's a wine glass and a normal glass, so she taps the normal glass. She didn't say what it is, and you said surprise. Surprised me, so you don't know what it is either. And she does this for all of you. Ding, ding. Just simple as that. You all do note that Noah's sister nor Lady Rhea had this treatment. Their plates are empty and their drinks are, or their glasses are empty.
Is it because they're not hungry, or because Anella's being a dick? No.
Why'd you ask? I don't know. Fucking
I
know.
can ask that. Are you shitting?
I
I'm
was,
not suicidal.
I don't fucking know.
See, okay, here's the thing. Does Shadowless know Ambrosia exists?
I imagine you all have heard the stories of it.
Because that
But
was.
that being said, Marshall is still alive.
No, I'm not talking
Food
about that. I'm
coma.
talking about the drink that Chenmir doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, well, that's how much do you trust your girlfriend? I don't know.
I trust her, but it would also be exceptionally entertaining. I think
I don't know.
Chenmir's just gonna like sip it in case.
It's a core liquid. Of course, this being the Feywild, that means literally nothing.
Literally nothing.
So you sip it?
Yeah.
It's water.
Oh, well,
I smell the mulled wine. I go like, cinnamon, cloves,
Small spice.
cardamom.
It's quite surprising, isn't it? You're expecting so much.
no, I meant IRL when you made that joke.
Oh,
And this smell I'm not familiar with.
stop swallowing in the background.
I give it a sip.
I unfortunately don't know spices in real life, so
Sucks.
Citrusy.
I'm uncultured.
Orange.
Yeah, orange peel.
I remember that
Ah.
from the pictures.
I don't know anything, okay? I barely remember what I did yesterday.
Fair point.
It's something I didn't say it, but Danway and Tyler get the same treatment.
Did I mention Chenmir is barely looking away from Rhea this whole time?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's reciprocated. You two having this staring contest of sorts.
Not in a rude way, just in an intrigued way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The silence can be cut with a knife, I swear.
Seema's very happily eating at this point, I'll say.
And that sister does not seem to care.
I have no intention of rudeness, but I once saw two estranged siblings look at each other the same way those two are right now.
Do tell.
Well, it was in Silfwall, as one might assume. And I don't know the providence of said siblings, but it was clear as day that they were related. Estranged at birth, grown up in different parts of the province, I assume. Couldn't take their eyes off each other.
And then what happened?
Well,
Improv storytelling, go!
If you say they banged
I was at
and
this
then figured
tea
out
house.
that they were related, I'm going to barf.
Shadowmere, please. No, I was at this tea house, and
The meta! The meta!
the owner was late with their payment, so that's why I was there. And for some reason, they were just the center of whatever was going on, so I had to put aside my immediate order of business, and yeah. They just sat there for an hour straight staring at each other, not saying a single word. Meanwhile, I was beating the crap out of the owner, if this is business.
A wicked smile grows across Anoa's sister's face.
He ended up paying, of course, and by the time I left, they were still looking at each other. What they're doing now, I can't say.
Interesting story. Thank you so much for sharing it.
My pleasure.
The silence returns. Does no one do anything, or you guys just...
No, I'm waiting for the chicken to noise. Okay. I think while like looking at Ray, Shadowmere would mention, "Do you know me?"
Her eyes glaze over and turn to feline ones. Still blue, which is, as far as all of you know, all Fae have yellow cat-like eyes.
What did I go by?
She didn't say anything. What do you think?
Can I do like a wisdom save to see if she remembers her alias?
Do a disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I'll take that. 'Cause it doesn't make sense to Chedimir that she would say her actual name. Oh fuck.
Wow.
You remember you didn't say your actual name. That's for what name you actually did say. You don't know.
Do I at least remember it sounded close to my name? No, that's too much. I don't know, but it wasn't my name.
She's still watching you.
Rhea sounds different? It doesn't sound wrong, but it just doesn't go to your face. Are you ever gonna give us something we could call you by? She says, looking over to Anila's sister.
She just like she's like her arms are spread out onto the corners, like she's just like open, casual about all this, and she just sort of flops her head and looks at you at that end of the couch. What would you give me for it? She has a wide smile on her face.
I'm not asking for your name, I'm just asking for something I can call you by.
What would you give me for it?
I'm not that interested. I don't.
Well,
really
then why are we talking?
Because I'm a terrible liar and I'm very interested.
How honest. You really shouldn't be here then.
Nah. I don't have anything to offer. I'm terribly boring.
That's a shame.
I'm done talking for a minute because I'm stupid.
I told you I know it was a tutorial level for the Feywilds.
Yeah.
And the fairies are comfortable with silence. Every second means you're losing. Just some quiet eating, maybe some Marshall heavy breathing from his sleep, I don't know. Does Marshall snore?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, some Marshall snoring.
Silence.
Some Foley work.
Mm-hmm.
Any sort of once we sat down and once this exchange starts happening, any sort of change in the reaction from Benedis?
Oh, that's what's a tell you what. Roll me 1D 1D100 to lock minus 15. And before you get a nat 1, and then it's just like, oh hey, negative 14. Minus
So-
15, that's a 9.
9.
9.
Wow.
9! Very good roll indeed. She doesn't necessarily know the one that sits near you, Anella's sister. She knows the bottom one. And she knows that Rhea is but a false name given to all of you. as expected of fairies. And she does Dear Wielder. I would be very careful when speaking to the one opposite of you.
Noted.
It is wise not to befuddle the lady of the Winter Court.
Bum, bum.
Damn it! Why can't I hear that?
Oh, it sucks, don't
It's
it?
too easy.
Do you require a refresher lesson? Court procedures? I don't know. Court hierarchy? Look at that for free. I make this offer no to any of you.
Can't hurt.
So there are 4 upper. That horse is staying there. It is not leaving through the upper or lower passages.
Gross.
Fairy courts, of which there are 2. In technicality, there are 2 sub courts, which back in the day they would have called courts themselves, but there's no now there are sub courts. There is winter, and there is summer. The sub courts are that of fall and spring. I don't think I told you anything past that, so I'm just going to glance past that. There are, at the top of the hierarchy of each court, of each major court, not the sub-courts, 4 people. Starting at the top, there is Mother Summer and Mother Winter. It is a position. And is often one, these positions are often held for a very, very long time. But they are eventually, well, swapped out. People leave them and everyone from the bottom rung goes up to their next tier. So yeah, Mother, Summer, Mother, Winter. Below them are the queens. You know, Summer Queen, Winter Queen. Below them are their ladies. One of which sits right there. And then below them are their knights. Very Harry Dresden File-esque. Of course, I liked twisting it to make it more fun.
Still need to read those books.
Should. They're quite good.
I would immediately challenge one.
The knights? Well, you're asleep, and the knights aren't here.
That would be
But, in technicality, you don't have to treat her like the Winter Lady, because she did not expose herself as such. And it would be a move, I'm not saying it would be good, bad, hated, or appreciated, if you made the fact known that she was a Winter Lady. Publicly, in this little space here. It would be a move. How she reacts would depend from how a fairy in general would react varies from which one it is.
You should definitely do that, because it would be entertaining. It's genuinely not because Shedmere might get something out of it, but because
yeah.
no, it'd be a wild card.
I mean, if you want that to happen.
I mean, I'm
It's
not gonna
up-
say I don't.
It's up to you.
I am seriously considering it.
I already have the personality type of quote unquote Lady Rhea. I know how she'll react. But the question is, do you trust someone of Winter to not react badly to such shit? That is the trend. Beings of Winter are, not to say non-emotional, but they are cold, but they are calculated, usually. And beings of Summer are emotional and free and flowing, for better and worse.
And we are all guests, so she won't attack you outright.
This is true. While you're still here, she won't attack you outright.
While you're still here.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Well, exactly. If you leave the home by which you're the guest of, then yeah, all bets are off. And besides, she doesn't have to be the one to attack you.
Is
I don't-
Can I like signal Anella to message me real quick?
How do you go about doing that?
I don't know.
No, I
Just die.
actually had an idea of just Jeremy like leaning back like on this couch and putting her arms behind it, like she's just casual, and then just like holding 3 fingers up in like the form of an M. If that makes sense.
It makes sense to be physically done. Is it subtle in any way? Not really.
Yeah, I know, but
Why is Chadamir repping the west side?
Yo, Wes!
it's behind the couch where Anella would see. But
Hey, if you turn it sideways, it becomes east. It's up to you if you want to do it. There is a table that you can do it under, but the opposite couch can see it.
Yeah. Also,
So it really depends.
well, the question is, where is Anella sitting or positioned?
Anella's standing.
Yeah.
You're just standing in between the. Oh no! What? Why is it still on the stool? What the? Well, she's at the end of that line.
Okay, she's over there. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I thought
she's
she was
over
like behind me or something.
No.
I'll say this.
Yes.
Thank you for the meal, Anela. I appreciate that. And
She does a curly bow.
And to have us eat such a fine meal in the company of such prestigious guests, I'm very flattered.
For once in this entire time, Rhea's eyes look away from you, Chadamir, and she looks at Eldrick. And I almost said her name. That would have been awkward. Anoa's sister does a similar manner to what she did to look at you, just sort of flop her head one way. She flops it the other way and looks at Eldrick. She's very idly casual. Whatever do you mean? Rhea says to you, with a smile. A genuine smile. Of course, what's genuine here in the Feywild, I don't fucking know. It's an unheard of word in the dictionary.
What would you give me for it? My sincerity?
She smiles even wider at you. You clearly know something I wasn't expecting you to know. She looks over at Anella. Very, very interesting guest. And Noah does another courtly bow. I've seen better. To which Noah just unbows herself and looks at her sister with a pained smile on her face. Chadamir, you'll need a roll insight or to tell that she, in her mind, you'll pay for that later, I swear to God.
Yeah, she's like, I have to be nice, but son of a bitch, I wish I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long this takes, but I feel like
I think you guys have been, like, the rest of you have been eating, so it's probably been like 20 minutes, like 17 minutes of which are probably silence.
nice.
You can wake up if you want, Marshall.
Ugh. Thank you. It's been a long time since I had a food blackout.
Wait, what? When have you ever had one of those?
The Feast of the Bovine Lord. Ate almost a whole. Not a whole, but almost a whole.
Wait, I was sick during that. It was really good, though, from when we brought back.
Very good, very good. If you break the horns, it's actually... It doesn't matter now.
Tom moves to say something, but she just stops herself. The silence continue. Well, I imagine Marshall and Tyler are talking to the background or something.
Idle chit chat.
Yeah. A stark contrast for the rest of this scene.
As,
I'm
I,
welcome.
as I'm finishing my food, I look up to talk to Anella.
Is that there?
Anella, earlier you said that this shadow man that we're seeking, that he's even older than you, but that his powers aren't on the same level of yours. Am I right in assuming that those powers are not Fey in origin? Or am I making assumptions too quickly?
This gets the intrigue and interest of the three fairy ladies in Dine Company as they all turn to look at you. She looks at Chedamir for a moment and then looks at you. I did say I would offer assistance. As far as I know, and I might be incorrect here, and I implore my fellow ladies to be kind guests and perhaps help. Another sister shrugs very awkwardly.
Who would have guessed?
And Lady Rhea, hands just pressed up on top of one another very gently. Doesn't just looks at Noah. She doesn't nod. She doesn't shake her head or anything. As far as I'm aware, you would be correct. He's not a fairy, though many Nevros do have ties to us. Now, from general appearance and from what I sensed of the portals, it may be obvious, but he is obviously attuned to the void. For better and worse.
And so
that's quite a rare thing. Not many people can claim that.
does the void normally, I guess for lack of a better word, claim people who try to use its powers?
I'm afraid I don't know. She looks at her sister. Again, a big shrug. And she looks at Lady Rhea. Lady Rhea is looking down at her hand. She's actually thinking about what you said. The void is a peculiar thing. It is not like a pact. And she looks at you as she says this. Made between Fey patrons and servants. It's not a pact like devils and their contractors. The void is corrupting. And by the end of it, anyone that dares seek commune with it ends up joining it entirely.
I think we've seen something like that happen.
Where? How? Not many people can claim they've seen beings of the void and live to tell the tale.
Well, beings of the void, we've had a few run-ins with. Someone specifically trying to attune themselves with the void. Our dear friend Chedamir had an unfortunately very intimate experience with. It led to us losing one of our friends. They had to call in a favor with some darker forces as well. But it seems that there's going to be more instances of people having run-ins with creatures from the void. The phrase we heard is, "Fell gods be rising."
I know his sister scoffed.
This one is certainly getting a rise of this conversation.
Mortals are always talking about fell. She points at Noah. She's a fell god. She points at Lady Rhea. She's a fell god. She points at herself. I'm a fell god.
And you seem to be getting a rise out of this.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I get the joke now.
The prophecy is fulfilled. We can all go home.
She shrugs. See? Nothing to worry about. Always superstitious folk among mortals.
I'm less concerned about fell gods as a whole and more concerned about the void itself. It just... Our particular group has had a few specific instances, which at this point I'm feeling particularly targeted in.
I almost said her name again. Whew, comment. Noah's sister does she behind her hand, like in a really obvious stage whisper way. Who'd you drag in here? Over to Noah. To which she does the smile again. You're gonna regret this later, dear sister, I swear to God.
This is Taryn, not Sima, but it's like 2 minutes ago you were complaining that we weren't interesting enough, and now we're being super interesting.
The Fae are very fickle. What can I say?
I think Janamir is kind of like chuckling whenever she sees Noah's face get like that, because it's like,
She just throws the same look at you. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Is Google good enough at detecting what I need? Hold on.
stink eye.
No. It happens in anime so much, which is why I have to throw in this trigger word of anime.
Fucking nerd.
Hold on. Marshall's face right now.
Yeah, this is like the first time he's heard the Fell God and whatchamacallit?
That is true.
Oh yeah, huh?
Lean over to Tala.
No, I give up. I'll look at her later.
I don't know that we made a good decision.
Who are these people? Where did you find them?
I mean, you
Marshall?
were there when we found them, remember?
No, I followed you to the inn. You went somewhere to deliver a message.
Yeah, these are the people? The sailor?
Okay, yes, but what were they doing when you met them? Were they doing crazy stuff? Because it seems like it.
We may have seen ghosts that day.
What?
And then met a...
Did you win?
I mean, dude, they were too afraid to fight me.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, never mind.
Ah, yes. The poop ghost.
The white ghost.
Really amusing people, sis. Really amusing people. The face again.
Can you blame me for finding that entertaining? I never get you riled up like this.
She just gives the smile. You're gonna pay for this later to your source.
I'm gone now because I'm feeling very easily like.
Void.
I mean, I feel like I've asked the extent of my questions that you might have meaningful answers to on the void.
Maybe you just haven't asked the right questions.
Well,
We're old elder fairies. There's no limit to what we can know.
has there ever been instances past in which the void seemed to be breaking out of, its more natural limitations or natural balance, I guess would be the word I'm looking for?
I almost said her name again. Fuck. I gotta make you guys
Really
myself.
give us something to call
You
her.
need a nickname for her.
Yeah.
Noah's sister.
I mean, I think you could trust us to not metagame here.
Yeah,
Just call her sis.
Yeah, sis. Yeah. Sis gives you a look that says, I might know something.
But what's it too? Yeah.
Yeah. The last time, Seema, this sort of thing happened. No. The last time this sort of thing happened was less than a decade ago.
Oh. Hmm.
You've already met people that have been involved with it.
I think I have.
I imagine you've seen his scarring.
I'm nodding with a knowing smile, like
That
but
being
like
said,
a bad one.
that being said, it was crushed. Nothing came of it.
Being crushed doesn't mean it's gone.
Yeah, it sounds like it might have just been delayed because the same powers.
I have the utmost faith in Ariana's faith.
Faith doesn't mean strength.
In
Faith does mean strength to the right people. Like the gods.
Marshall's just really confused trying to put together.
Marshall, constrain yourself.
What?
Okay, so the voice Tom's trying to piece together what's
Marshall, have you ever stuck your hand in water and tried to crush it with your fist?
does him crushing a glass of water count?
No.
I can give an answer, but
Hey, I mean, don't crush it, but you can definitely chop at it or bludgeon it, or
you can squeeze it.
piercing's not very effective, but you can squeeze it.
Can you drown water? No, right?
No, you can't.
Hey,
You asked a question.
how many times have you ever had to fight? Huh? That's what I thought. I was asking a
To be
legitimate
fair,
question.
I'm having
Hey.
a lot of memory issues lately. I might have fought water. Who knows?
You asked your questions, and we are asking ours.
I'm trying to help you answer.
Yeah.
I do have one more question.
Ask, please ask. This is great.
If you ask about
Will
previous
there
stuff-
be dessert?
I don't know. Sis, when will it be just? No, just still smiling, but she just bows her head and pinches the bridge of her nose. Still smiling,
Hey, I'm rubbing off.
and she just cascades, like just flings her arm, just sort of waves it across all of this, and any bones or anything we've had left over, just it's like a
Skeleton. Or skeleton with most of the bone.
Yeah, that's what I imagined. Luckily, it goes away, so it's not just a literal dead horse there. On then, your dessert. Your drinks are untouched. It's just the food. Dessert, just a slice of cake of some sort. Looks chocolatey, with a pristine strawberry on it.
I take a piece, start to eat it slowly. I'm looking at Talo.
She's just like eyeing you. Eyes duck to the cake slice. Back to you. Back to the cake slice. Is it good?
Please, go ahead. It's very good. I bet you'd like it.
She takes a fork and cuts a piece, and then.
And that is an extra workout tonight.
Ah, you tricked me! Wait, you're idiots! Wait. Extra
don't
work
do
means
the
nothing
extra
to you.
Marshall, perhaps you can confirm this For me, I've always wondered.
Down the way, Lady Rhea looks like amused at this, like just genuinely, like she like holds a hand to her mouth and just giggles.
So, Marshall, is it true that when you work out the way you do, that you're supposed to have a cheat day where you just eat everything you can?
I always eat everything I can.
He does.
He ate a
Huh.
horse.
An entire horse.
No shit, Shadowmere, you don't say? Really? He did?
Are there pillows on
Oh
this
my
couch?
goodness. Huh? What is?
Are there
What do you?
pillows on this couch for me to throw at Aldrich?
There are.
I do so.
Make an improvised weapon attack. Like
It'd be plus deck, so it's just a d20 plus deck.
yeah. Audrey, is your stone form active?
Who cares? I got a 9.
Woo! He goes past. Leaves the couch. Goes past it.
Can I catch it?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, I want to catch it. What did you throw, Shadowmere?
It was a pillow.
Yes, through a pillow.
A pillow.
Like a cushion or something like that.
I say, thank you, Shadowmere. You shouldn't have. This is so comfy. I put it on myself.
Yes, that was not very good pillow throwing form.
That is the worst throw I've ever seen.
I hate my life.
And now it gives you a luck up. I could help you, but I'm not gonna.
This is for laughing. This is fine. What I get for laughing.
this is what you get. Sorry, deal. These folk are just too good. This truly. And no, just gives her sister a look. Still smiling. Still smiling. You should come back more often and bring more people. And now it gets a wider smile. I'm not so sure about that, Danny. It might not be for the best.
Ooh, shit.
And her sister just looks at her and just frowns. No fun ever. Ever. Everyone. My sister Danny.
With an I or an N on one?
Charmed.
Wouldn't you like to know? She holds out a hand to Eldrick. Hi. My sword.
Thank you. I should hand.
It's a firm grip. From one Silphal native to another, let me tell you, things have changed.
Yes, I imagine so.
Oh, so rude. I forgot to introduce myself.
Marshall's getting up out of the table. He's getting ready.
Go over to her. Sort of low bow, hand on the chest. And mush him in the text. So another text.
Actually, we literally said don't do it. That's. Gosh.
If I were, that's your full name, isn't it? There's nothing else to it.
They're both titles.
I know, but people do call it by you, so like they fairies know if it's your real name, and they know your real name. Is what I'm asking. So that's all.
It would be either
But
title.
it's not your name.
No, I mean, I don't know my name.
Yeah,
You're
so
very safe from fairies.
I mean, it's the same deal with Paige. She doesn't know her name, so she can't review it.
But I assume to the other people watching this
Nice to meet you, Marshall.
nose bleeding moment.
Yeah, I'm sure to everyone else. Tom's like, oh, she drops her head on the wooden table.
You know that let's grab popcorn look? Yeah, that's Aldrich right now.
No, most gracious.
You're smarter than you look. She says she's shaking your hand.
Just kind of blink. I've never heard that before.
Danny like opens her mouth and he's like, I can't imagine why.
So is that not your name then?
No, it's a fake name.
Oh, okay.
Although that would be a winning move just to give your name immediately.
I feel that'd be much more in the lines of losing.
She shrugs.
I guess it depends on the person. Very.
It depends on the game, Shadowmere. Not all games are the same.
Danny wags her finger at Aldrich. See? He knows what's up.
You're far more
Danny slides down the couch towards you, Shadowmere. And she slides right next to you, sidles right up to you, and just gets really up to your face, staring you in the eyes the whole time.
Hi.
Why? She says, squinting her eyes at you. Same way we're just tossing questions out in the open now. Why?
I could take 1,000 guesses at what you're referring to.
Okay, not your intelligence.
Oh, so you're not asking me.
I'm asking either of you at this fucking point.
You expect either of us to answer?
No, but I'd just like it to be made clear that I don't understand why.
I honestly don't know why either most of the time.
Oh my... Why? She just
She does have a smile on her face.
She plots back down so that she basically occupies like 2 seats worth of space and just lies down.
It's gonna nudge Alice. See that? Atom thinks I am smart and she is not.
Tell her Mrs. Anthony, but she stops herself. I think you're smart. I think you're smart too sometimes.
On a good day.
I don't know why, and it really creeps me out.
Wow, do you really not like me?
Did you say this to Tala or to Danny?
Oh, I thought that was Danny talking.
No, I was Tala talking to Marshall.
Okay, never mind then.
It's got to be the mark. It's got to be the mark. Is that it? Is that it? Ella, is that? It's the mark.
It certainly couldn't be her winning personality.
Agreed.
Rude.
I gave a friendly wink to Chedomir.
Squint.
Or those
We're not
rugged,
intending.
handsome looks.
I'll give like 3 points to that.
I feel like I'm just being constantly insulted now. This is.
Oh, she pinches Jake. She sits up, grabs your cheek, and pinches it. Don't take it the wrong way, but when you're in the Feywilds all the time, your standards shift.
Like you, except for your poor blood throwing form.
What are you saying this?
Shadowmere.
Could you repeat what he said? Because I cannot understand what he's saying.
I liked you except for your poor throwing form.
Poor throat.
Poor telephone. I use swords.
1
I don't
point.
throw- Shut up.
Silence fills the room once more.
Oh, you shouldn't feel too bad, Shadowmere. Some would say you're the better of us.
Yes,
I would say I'm the better.
your moral compass truly shines. Anella remarks. Don't. A good person too. Great, real trophy. And she goes back to her. She scoots back over to the corner seat that she was in.
A very
Well, I
honest
think-
person. Why don't you just ask me questions instead of dance around and try figuring things out?
I've already figured you out. I just honestly can't possibly comprehend why.
That's a lot of glaring gap in that sort of puzzle, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but it's not a puzzle I particularly care to figure out, so... This is just as fun.
Speaking of that remark thing, or I kind of like her eyes just shift over to Rhea.
He smiles at you.
Could you help me figure out who that was?
He just still smiles at you.
That does not help us. Damn it. What would I have to do to get your help with that?
She looks up and puts a finger to her lower chin in thinking manner. I particularly don't have any use. And as far as I'm aware, I wouldn't need to ask you.
Can I ask for clarification on that? But yeah, would you answer if I asked for clarification on that?
What do you think I would do? And Noah goes behind the couch spot where you're at and taps you on the shoulder and leans in and whispers to you. I remind you, darling, that the Winter Knight is the one that holds favors amongst your group. And fairies can be very creative.
I don't know what to say now, damn it.
Don't say anything. Better to be thoughtful than open your mouth and confirm it.
You sound concerned.
She leans away and walks back to her original post of sorts between the couches.
Chandler's not gonna say anything.
I implore all of you, Anna says, looking into all of you, twisted as one, she looks at her sister, of them may be, and privileged as the other might, these two are among the top people I trust in the Feywilds to be helpful and above all, to remain loyal. So if you have questions, these are my most trusted sources. Sappy.
When was I in the Feywild? That's a ridiculous question. No one's gonna answer this.
And Noah looks at Lady Rhea. What are your thoughts on this? Rhea asks you.
I mean, what are my thoughts?
What do you think of fairies?
That's a loaded question.
Be sure to answer it honestly.
Tricky. Well worded, better than I am.
Ha!
Truthful.
Truthful is a good one, but only to your
To a
one
point.
extent. Yeah.
I find I have never met a being so true to its own nature. Humans are the real deceivers.
I find you all oddly entertaining.
And Noah gets a sad look on her face. She says to Aldrich, we're all human once.
I do find you all very entertaining for some reason, even if it's somewhat annoying.
Chedamir, was it?
Who asked that?
This is Lady Ray asking you.
I never said my name.
Didn't know I say it though.
Damn it! Fuck, damn it!
It's not enough to claim dominion over your name. Again, you have to for it to work.
Does it have like a different sensation then?
It doesn't have any sensation. It doesn't do shit.
No, okay. Yes.
You might not like the answers I give you. So I need you to answer me truthfully, entirely. What do you think of fairies? Do so, and I will answer any questions you have about your past. But I remind you, you may not like what you hear.
But I also have to know.
She gives a forlorn smile on her face. Ignorance is bliss.
And suffering the path to enlightenment.
Chedamir just like points over at Aldrich like, yep. Just
Not all mortals are capable of it. Not all immortals are.
Well, for some reason for some reason Anello likes me, which not any mortal really probably gets very often.
Why?
See? I don't think I'm exactly normal for whatever that means.
All the people you could have had, guy, girl, or otherwise. And now it just has a smile on her face, like, do you hear something? Because I don't.
Chedamir, I apologize if I've given you the wrong impression, but there are a very few number of people I would entrust my nephew to. You are one of those people.
Thank you. Alright, so fairies.
Haha, this is me, Crash, smiling at putting Garth on the spot.
Hey, thanks, dickhead!
Zuka. Remember when you guys thought you were just gonna take a quick stroll through the Feywilds? Yeah, me neither.
By our standards, this probably is a quick stroll.
I was muted.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I was muted, that's why.
I did originally intend for you to meet her.
Me too.
That was the one guess. Another sister, Danny.
Aw. Okay.
But we had to elongate it, so story fishhook.
Yeah.
Obvious as fuck, but it's forced. Whatever, close enough.
More like harpoon.
Yeah.
Take a harpoon.
Throne with martial caliber, I would like to say.
Yeah, that's stronger than any gun. It's like, you see this cannon? Fuck that shit, we have Marshall. Anyways.
The cannon
your
of the
time.
exchange.
Take your time. Think about it as much as you want.
I'm not sure if you heard it, but Chedamir very honestly said thank you to Aldrich for the compliment. Fairies. It depends on your depends on experience. If you only think of the ones that you hear in stories, I would say don't trust them. Almost period.
But
I have the pleasure of seeing it from a different perspective. To an extent. You're not always tricks, deceiving, messing with people for your own entertainment. There's usually purpose. Yes, mortals don't typically like the end result of some things, but there's a meaning. And there's even kindness, oddly enough. I think fairies differ, and it's very much similar to people where there's good parts, there's bad parts. It's just yours are more, I don't know, blown out of proportion because of your positions and your abilities. Anything
She
else?
closes her eyes and bows her head. Fair answer. I ask you one last time. The third time. Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
Very well. She looks around. And are you okay with everyone else knowing?
Yes.
Very well. I know you not by the name Chedamir. Not when we first met. Years ago. Several mortal years. You were brought back to the winter capital. And from what was reported to me, when you were found, you were basically near death.